Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Maxon Report. It's been a little bit. I had a little bit of health to battle last week, but we are back. We are happy, and we couldn't be more excited. We have a great young man, Miles. Welcome to the program, sir. How you doing this evening?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
Hey, thank you for being on, sir. So we'll dive a little bit. You're from the Kentucky area, and I'll kind of let you take care of what high school are you at right now?
I'm at Breathitt County High School in Jackson, Kentucky, on the east, like eastern Kentucky.
Eastern Kentucky. All right, all right. Right now, I live in a little bit of the Cincinnati area, so
Yeah.
definitely not too far from our good friends across the bridge there. And I track a lot of Kentucky sports. I have a little bit of kids that play in AAU between Northern Kentucky and Cincinnati. I got family that live in Kentucky area, so I am always across the bridge doing one thing or another. So, but we'll kind of dive into it, sir. You're from that area. Have you always been kind of in that area, or have you been in any
Oh
other
yeah.
places around Kentucky?
I've always been in Breathitt County. I've always lived in Breathitt. Before I moved into my new house, I used to live right by the football field. So I was like ever since I was like born, like all I could remember is like every Friday night walking over to the football games with my dad and just watching like because in my younger years I had some family members that would play like cousins and uncles and stuff like that, and it was like so cool out there watching them play, and that's when I like knew I wanted like this is for me.
100%. And playing that area. About what age did you kind of get into it?
Uh, I think I like as soon as I could sign up for flag football, I could, and I think I started tackle football at second grade, which you were supposed to start at third grade, but I wanted to play so bad at second grade they just let me.
That's awesome, man. Have you always been kind of on the offensive side, or in your Pee Wee years, was it a little bit of an experiment in all
Oh, when it was
positions?
my PUA years, I think I played defense most of the time just because I wanted to get on the field and everybody was older than me, so the offense was kind of secured back then. I kind of grown into more of an offensive player. I feel like when I was younger, everybody knew me more of as a defensive player.
That's awesome, man. I played a little bit. I was more offensively. I didn't get till defense side of the things until I played a little bit of JUCO ball for the Marine Corps. So definitely a lot more fun. I think on defense was more fun. It was more fun to hit somebody, get a little bit frustrated. But I only have a 5'8" frame, so I'm a little bit shorter. Kind of the slot
Oh
guy,
yeah,
kind of the
oh yeah,
linebacker coverage guy in a 3-5 scheme, things of that nature. So, but I also grew up a triplet too, so just hitting somebody kind of came natural when you got two other brothers constantly
oh
going back
yeah.
and forth with your whole life. So, but kind of take me through that. You go through grade school, you hit middle school. What was that like? Were you more established as a quarterback then?
Oh yeah. When I hit middle school, I was like, yeah, I think quarterback's for me, and I full on dove into it. I was training, felt like every day I was training, throwing with coaches, and just I wanted to get better. I wanted to get as good as I possibly could. In seventh grade and eighth grade, I felt like that's where I really took my next step, becoming like a pretty good quarterback.
And that's awesome, man. And good. And we'll dive into these things. Good doesn't even start to really begin it. You're definitely you definitely have a bright future ahead. So you kind of polish that up. You establish yourself as a quarterback in middle school. Was there a coach that kind of guided that, or was that just kind of like your own full grown decision?
I've always just like watching like football. I always wanted to be the quarterback. I always wanted to be in charge. Like I always wanted like that feeling, like the when the pressure's on you. I feel like I love that feeling.
Yes, it's definitely it can be an adrenaline rush in more ways than one.
Yeah.
So, not to cut your middle school career short. I mean, you kind of lit it up. You definitely got statistics there in middle school, but
Yeah.
you, you arrive in high school. Kind of take me through that. Being a freshman, it's so different because I coach high school football myself right now.
Yeah, yeah. I remember middle school. I had a great year, 8th grade, and then I come in and varsity, and it was like, whoa, everybody's like, whoa, everybody's good. Like used to, I could just like juke around these guys and uh, turn it on and go. And then I came in as a freshman. I had to start. I was the I think first freshman at my high school ever to start, and that was just a blessing. I don't I don't know how I deserved it, but it just happened. And we had a difficult schedule, and we I think we went 6-5. We won some good games early in the year. We lost some games that I'll take the blame for. I was young. I made some mistakes, but as the year go on, I feel like I was getting better every week, and I wasn't the same. I was a whole nother player than the start of the year.
And and a lot of that's growth. Like I said, a freshman, that's
Yeah.
immense responsibility. Was there an injury? Was there kind of a backstory, or was it just an open competition and you just
Well, I mean,
bam?
they were honestly they were a bunch of quarterbacks here, and they all left, and I was the only one left.
Hey, I mean, an opportunity is an opportunity, and you
Yeah,
definitely slammed that door there, and you go that way. And take me through your sophomore year. You get that first year under your belt. You kind of get the attention of the locker room, and that's difficult. That's got its own
yeah,
hill to
yeah,
climb when you're that young. You come back in as a sophomore, a little bit of cheers. Everybody knows your name.
yeah,
What's
yeah,
that like? Really hitting that off season, that weight room, and having more of a command of the juniors that you just
yeah.
kind of led as a freshman.
Yeah, freshman year was definitely difficult, just understanding the varsity feel of it and trying to get the like leadership of the seniors because it's hard. I can understand when you're a senior, it would probably be pretty difficult having to rely on a freshman quarterback. But I feel like I like grew that by the end of the season, and sophomore year, I feel like I was one of the leaders of the team, and I could talk and motivate, and we were good to go and everything. Yeah.
Hey, and that's awesome. Was there much? Has there always been pretty much continuity on the coaching staff? Was it kind of the same staff that, or did you have to go through
Yeah,
like something radical in the playbook?
yeah, we have same staff. I remember ever since we our head coach I think's been here for I don't know for sure, probably about 12 years, and before that, the head coach was there forever. He won like 3 state titles, and he's still
Wow.
here. He's just the assistant now. He just turned it over to the next guy, and that's helped having like that experienced coaching staff. Like our head coach won 2 state championships at quarterback, so he's been like much help, just helping me understand everything and help process me because he had to start as a sophomore, and
Oh wow.
he was a young sophomore, so he was kind of the same age as me starting as a freshman on a pretty renowned Breathitt County team that won a state championship the year before and was looking to go back for back, and he did it. And that kind of helped me too, him talking to me about it, his experiences.
That what I'm glad you said that because I that's something that we didn't know knowledgeable doing our research because having somebody with that kind of experience, especially in a coaching realm,
Yeah.
that's a little bit rare itself. Starting as a sophomore and you stepping up as a freshman, going in your sophomore year, and a little bit of a rocky start. But take me through you. You get to that first postseason game. I mean, really, take me through that because that's some exciting things right here.
Oh yeah, my first postseason game at it was down here at home my freshman year. That was probably the most nervous I've ever been because it's playoffs, freshman. You're nervous. You don't know what to expect really. And I come in and really had the biggest game of my freshman year. I think I threw close to like 300 yards and like I think it was like 4 touchdowns. I can't really
I
remember.
I have written down four. I have St. Henry's, and yeah, I have
Yeah,
four
I
touchdowns
can't
against St.
remember
Henry.
what it was, but my freshman year, I remember just, and it helped having a senior receiver like before the game, he was one of the best receivers in the state, one of the best basketball players in the state too. He kind of like called me. He's like, if you're ever in trouble, just throw it up and I'll get it. I was like, all right. And that helped too. He had like 3 catches for 180 yards or something and like 3 touchdowns. It was crazy. It was a fun time. That was a fun
that's
game.
that's insane. And you get that under your belt. You know, take me through that. Take me through that second game.
Of
You know,
my
you
first year or second year?
on your first year. Well, we're gonna dive into your
Oh,
junior season here very
okay.
shortly.
So my first year, freshman year, I went into the second game, Beechwood, and they were state champ, like 18 state championships. Everybody's saying they're going to beat us by like 50. We ain't even going to score, and come out there and they're huge. I'm like, whoa, these guys are good. Uh, and I think the score, they went down and scored first, and it come back, and it was like a fourth down, and I could hear their student section just going crazy. I'm like, all right, it's time to make a play, and I dropped back and threw one, and I think it was a touchdown, and boom, it was tied. It was back and forth early, but we ended up kind of losing it, but. I think the score was like 30-50, somewhere in that range, and they won state that year, and we were the closest game in the second round that they ended up playing.
Hey, you got to build somewhere, and I know that's
Yeah,
kind of a heartbreaking moment, but really, when that clock strikes zero, triple zeros, you you let it kind of sink in.
yeah.
How do you hit that off season that you've now hit a freshman, you now hit your sophomore season, going into last season as a junior? Kind of take me through that. What's that off season like when you have that much experience? What's that locker room like when you
Oh,
go in there getting ready to lift weights and getting ready to direct a season?
after the Beechwood game, I was just like, I was there the next day working out. Like I couldn't. That loss, just you know what I mean. It just
Oh
tore me
yeah,
apart. Because I mean, not a lot of people in the state thought we was going to win, but I did. I always think we're going to win when we step on the field. I never think we're going to lose, and it always kills me when we do. And I just ever that off season I worked every day and throwing every day and yeah, just trying to get
no,
stronger and faster. I'm trying to get faster this year. That's my main goal.
oh. And what was that team continuity like? Going into your junior season.
Oh, it's great. I feel like we all like grown so much closer. I feel like because these are because my freshman and sophomore year, I really I didn't really play with them guys growing up. You know what I mean? Like I always played
Yeah,
with like you play like 3, 4, then 5, 6. You play with the grade and ahead of you, and then you play with the grade behind you. And like this junior year, I feel like we already been together, and we're already and now it's like our time because there was guys on the bench like when I was playing. Like them guys were ready to go and they're excited and they can't wait. Like every day, like I've got people that's probably going to start and they're like, I can't wait for football. Like I'm so excited. I've been waiting my moment and this is my chance to go out there and show that I can play. And I feel like it's just going to be good. I feel like we're going to have a really fun year next year.
and that's what it's all about, man. And so you go into this season, you have playoff experience, you have a playoff win under your belt, you have 2 years of just absolutely rocking it. Take me through that. Take me through that week one because I know it didn't necessarily start uh, the way you wanted it to, but when you go to week one, it doesn't necessarily go your way.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
take
I feel like
take me through that.
I feel like week one it left a bittersweet taste. I mean, because we scrimmaged Sayre, which was they won the state championship the year before, and we were up on them like I think it was like 28-0, and we thought we were good, and then we got humbled. Everybody thought in the locker room, hey, we're just going to come here and we're going to win because we beat the state champs last year, and and then it hit us in the face like, no, you're not. It was a humbling moment, but I also feel like that was the best moment for us because we really needed it.
And we all have those games, whether it's week one or you get on a roll, 2 or 3 games in a
Yeah,
row. Then all of a
yeah,
sudden, that week five where we just kind of we
yeah,
drop the ball and you get humbled. But week one's an interesting spot, and I think that because your record speaks for itself. You
yeah,
you end up going 10-3, and you, like I said, absolutely just powerhouse in it. I mean,
yeah. And
you've
I
got
think
wins
the
against
next loss was
Powell
even
County.
yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I think the next loss was even more like Hazard. We had a bunch out, and I feel like we were running stuff that it wasn't really working that good. And we went back to the drawing board and like we saw what it wasn't working, and we realized, hey, this ain't working. We have to change. And like when we changed, it was like, okay, we're ready to go now. And I think we went on like I think it was like a maybe 8 game winning streak, 9, something like
I
that.
I have it including the playoffs. I have it down as a 9 game winning streak.
Yeah,
Correction, 8 game winning streak, including the playoffs. Nine games played, 8 games won. And dang, like I said, you go to St. Henry, 54-0. You want to kind of how did that feel?
that was. I remember it was pouring. I mean, pouring of rain. Like it was so muddy, and it felt a lot easier like the second time you do it because the first like play your first ever playoff game, it's like cool, and then I feel like versus St. Henry, I was relaxed and I was calm. I almost felt molded. You know what I mean? Like I was
Yeah.
ready to go. I'm not that nervous. Because I just know I'm going to go out here and I'm going to play ball. And it was pouring, and it was a really fun game. I mean, my stats probably wasn't that good that game just because it was pouring and we didn't throw the ball a lot. But it was probably one of the most fun games I've played just because the mud, and coach let me run it a couple
Yes.
times, and that was fun just running it a couple times because I don't think Coach Moore drew up many running plays for me, but that game he let me run it some. And that was awesome.
Right. And sometimes cutting the cord and just letting it fly. And it really, I enjoyed those games. I know a lot of other athletes are like, oh, the rain, the
Yeah,
mud, stuff like that. And I'm like, no, it reminds me of the absolute love of the game. Your
yeah,
love of the game doesn't necessarily come when you're in it or when you're
yeah,
in high
yeah,
school. Like the love of the game for me was being outside with my friends. We called it a median.
yeah,
It was a big
yeah,
island in the middle of 2 different roads, and
yeah,
that was it. Whether it was snow on the ground and you
yeah.
were busting your
Just took
lip on the
it just took
ice,
me
or
back to playing football outside with your friends when you're younger and it's
yes,
pouring, and it was just awesome.
yeah, and that's what I think the professional game with the domes kind of loses that, but high
Yeah.
school still has its purity, and that's what I love about being part of this game, especially as a coach. And you guys, like I said, you continue to roll. You win the first 2 playoff rounds, and you got you get to the damn near semifinals. Kind of take me through that third playoff game this year.
Okay. The second round, we my I like calling my partner in crime, Eli Thomas. He's in the same grade as me. He plays running back, and it's always fun having him back there. And I get the news second round Thursday that he's not going to play. He tore his I think it was a meniscus or something. I'm like, because he's played every game with me like growing up. It's like my best friend out there. It's like reliable. It's like that chemistry. And I feel like the second round it was kind of off at first. Like we started off a little slow. We didn't have him. It was just kind of a little different. But I feel like by the second quarter I was like, all right, my partner's out here. It's time for me to take over. And it just happened like that. And then going into the third round, it kind of sucked because you knew that he wasn't going to play, and you're playing one of the best teams in the state, and it leaves you kind of like he didn't play like what could have been, but like we're gonna work on it next year. And but going into the third round, it was like okay, we don't have him. We're still coming. We're still gonna try to win. And at I think halftime we had them. I think it was 14-14. We was right in the game, and some mistakes here and there in the second half cost us, and they ended up winning it, I think, pretty big. That game was pouring rain too. It didn't help. That one
Kentucky
didn't
rain
help
that night,
either.
certainly. But no, that's part of the learning curve. And like I said,
Yeah.
going from 6 wins to 10 wins and reaching the semifinals. I mean, it's a lot easier saying it on this end. Every loss is a learn, but
Yeah.
here you are.
Yep.
You got another year ready, and
Yeah.
after that, those clocks hit zeros. Did you have the same mentality? Did you hit the weight room as fast, or is there something that you'd like to do in the off season to kind of unplug, to kind of reset you mentally or physically, or is there an activity that you just
I feel like
all right?
I feel like that loss was a little different. It kind of like I was like, I know I was only a sophomore, but my cousin was a senior, and I always dreamed like that was my dream, playing with my cousin, John Carter, and he was a senior, and I loved throwing touchdowns to him. It was awesome. It was like how I drew it up in my mind. I've dreamed about it. It was just awesome, and then kind of see it come to an end. It kind of like you didn't think it was going to. You thought it was just going to go on forever, just playing with your cousin. It was
Yeah.
cousin, but he felt like my brother. We were so close, and it felt like my brother, and it just, that one kind of hit me. It was like, I ain't never gonna get to play with him again. I feel like we had so much chemistry and everything, but next man up, and let's go next year. And I feel like by the start of the Monday, I was ready to go. I was hitting the weight rooms hard, and I feel like this is the hardest I've ever worked coming into this season.
And there you go. But is there something you do in this day and age that you unplug from, or is it just straight pen to paper?
I just like to
Immediately
get right back
away from
into it.
right back into it.
I don't like to sit and think about it. I just like to get back into it because I want to win a state championship, and
Yes.
I know as many times as I can work out and speed training, throwing workouts, routes on air, and just building chemistry. I'm like, as many times as we can do that and get some guys in and they'll catch for me. I want to do that. I was ready to go
There it
from
is.
Monday. I was ready to get to next year. I was like, all right, let's go. This is our time. We're not going to lose third round again. We're going all the way.
There it is. That's just great to hear. And it sounds like you had the weapons and just the mentality, and you're racing for it. And that's, as a coach myself, that's awesome to hear. Is there any other sports that you do on the side, or is it just
I
football?
play baseball. I play baseball. I just got back from baseball practice about 40 minutes ago. Baseball's
what
fun.
position do you play out there?
I play center field mainly. I pitch sometimes, not a lot, but mainly center field.
A lot of my athletes do multiple sports as well. A lot of my quarterbacks that I've coached either pitch or do some kind of baseball as well. That's why I know we talked offline about you coming from baseball, but I wanted to kind of set it up for our audience to kind of get to know you a little bit better in that aspect as well. And especially in this day and age, high schools, I feel like they throw so much more at you guys on the academic side than they did when I was in. So definitely, being a multi-sport athlete. My oldest is 15, so she's multi-sport, and I just feel like, man, it's just not what it used to be. So, in a good aspect, I think you guys get you ready for the future.
I'm gonna try to graduate, or I'm gonna start taking this program next year where it graduates me with my associate's degree. So that'll be cool to have, and don't have to pay anything for it.
No, yeah. Well, there you go. Well, and that kind of takes me to my next question. And you don't have to speak about it too much. What's the recruitment like? When you kind of get your stuff out there, and being this day and age, it's all about being on digital and huddle, and online, and that's even why we're doing this, to kind of get you, more exposure, more media. What's that like for you? If you want to take us through any of that, have you been to any official visits or unofficial visits?
I've been to a couple visits. I've been to a couple teams practices and stuff like that. Obviously, I want more because I feel like everybody wants more than what they have. But I'm grateful for the position I'm in to be able to get recruited by some schools and hopefully pick up some offers.
Oh, absolutely, man. Like I said, you're such a young man with such a bright future ahead. And we kind of spoke it off online. I mean, you're up to 4,000 passing yards, 50 throwing touchdowns, 437 yards on the ground with 6 scores with your legs rushing. I mean, sir, semifinals. You're going to the third round of the playoffs. You've been to the second round of the playoffs already. Much accomplishments, much milestones,
Yeah.
and really a lot to go. And it sounds like you're just trajectorying so much in a right way. And this kind of the bigger grand question that we like to ask you athletes when you come on, and it's kind of an advertisement for yourself. So take as much time as you need for the answer. What do you bring to the next level, whether that's in college or JUCO, college, anywhere else that you go on? What does Miles bring to that next locker room? What do you bring to that community? And what do you think you're going to bring to that team?
I feel like I bring leadership. I feel like I'm not afraid to speak up and show the guys like, hey, I got this. Like, don't be like, ain't nobody got to be nervous. And then I feel like I bring hard work. I feel like I'm a hard worker. I always want to work. I'm trying to outwork everybody. And in the community, I feel like I'm very helpful in the community. I remember we've had like 3 floods that's wiped out a lot of our population in Jackson. And I remember every time there was a flood, going out and helping people pack couches out and remove carpet, and that's hard. Like pulling carpet up that's soaked from flood mud. And I remember just going out. I remember going with my buddies, my football buddies, and just saying, we're packing up. We're going down here. And we're going to help people because they need it, and we can help them. And that was an awesome experience. It was hard to see, like, these people's houses just like they're gone, like they can't live there no more. And there was trailers just everywhere. I think my coach, he lost his whole house, and it was just like, and he was devastated. Like, he lost his whole house, and he's awesome, Coach Allen. I'll give him a shout out. He's awesome. I love Coach Allen. He's my teacher too. I got him 6th period, and I walked down with him to 7th period for football, and it's awesome. He's a great coach.
Hey, that's awesome, brother. And I can attest to some of that. I was stationed in Fort Sill, Oklahoma, in 2009, and there were a couple of tornadoes. It wasn't necessarily flooding, but heavy stormed and tornado area, and they had us with the Army and the Marine Corps rolling out in our camis and t-shirts, and we were chopping down trees and moving power lines once they were allowed to be touched, things of that nature. Once a lineman got to them and made them able to kind of move all that stuff, and we're moving people's stuff and things like that, flipping over cars that were.
Yeah, I feel like that builds chemistry, like bonding too, like with your teammates. Like, you're over here doing hard work. This ain't the same work as the weight room. This is life, and we're helping these people, and it's hard. It's hard to tear walls down and rip carpet up and move furniture that's soaked. It feels like it weighs 1,000 pounds.
Oh, yes, yeah. No, you're not kidding. And those Marines, that was 10 plus years ago now. And, we still get together and we still talk about it to this day. So that's something you're going to hold forever between you and your teammates, outside of the game playing and the weight room experience. So I think that, that's just an awesome answer. I'm going to remember this for a really long time myself. Thank you for sharing that with us and our viewers. And, do you have any other saved rounds or things that maybe I skimmed on or maybe didn't get through? that you would like to
I
give a
just I
shout
just
out
would like
or?
to give a shout out to the community here in Jackson. It's awesome. Everybody comes to the football games, and it's awesome. It's just everybody supports us so well. And if you need anything, I guarantee I can call anybody in Jackson, and then they would be here. I just love our community, and I love our fans, and I love Breathitt County.
Hey, amen to that, sir. Definitely amen to that. And we always kind of, was there anything else? I don't want to cut you short.
No, that's it. That's
Or,
it.
okay. And we always kind of end on a little bit of a fun question. And a popular one that's been going on is, what's been your favorite Disney movie, either growing up or right now? Is there something that you can, hit that Disney Plus app and, put on and kind of relax to, or is there just like a
Yeah.
childhood favorite?
I think I'm pretty sure Remember the Titans is on Disney Plus. I'm pretty
Yes.
sure. I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure. But I always can watch that movie. I just love it, and and once a year I feel like me and my teammates we watch it. It's just awesome. It's amazing. I love every part of that movie.
I I couldn't agree more. That's well said. That came out when I was probably in middle school myself, so a little bit younger than you are now, and it still has the same impact. I'm 36 years old now, so it has the same impact as it did then. And I've watched it with players that I've coached. I watch it with my children. I watch it with my friends that I played with, and it's just something about it. The soundtrack, the story, the unity, and like you said, I always too kind of I put it on around that end of July, early August time, going into two-a-day season as a coach. It just
Yeah,
the speeches, it gets me pumped, it gets me going. I'll play that.
it gets
I'll
me
follow it
going
up
too.
with
I love
Friday
it.
Night Lights, and I'll be ready to come down to practice. And I always wear my Marine Corps gear on the first day of hitting, so I
That's
come through the
awesome.
door
That's awesome.
with my boots on, ready to just jacked on
Uh,
adrenaline,
They
and then
they they quit letting me do the tackling drills down here at the high school. I kind of miss
hey,
them.
we have to protect. We have to protect. I don't always love the protection, but as a coach, the more that I've coached, I realize
Yeah,
that it is important. So
yeah. Down here we don't have a lot of people, and I don't really have a backup either. So they try to protect me, even though in practice and we're scrimmaging and it gets heated. I like to lower my shoulder and get us going. I always like when we're practicing and I like get us going because then everybody's going. It's like the defense
yeah.
and offense; they're all ready to fight.
Speaking of Remember Titans, you always got to have that sunshine moment when
Oh
he
yeah.
lowers his shoulder and makes the linebacker miss. Then the whole sideline's going crazy. Then all of a sudden, everybody's pumped up for practice. And as a quarterback, you got to ignite that sometimes. You got to
Yeah,
ignite
yeah,
the excitement. You got to go down and you got to check everybody in the chest and give those pats where it's ready to do. And
yeah.
well, there's running to your defense and squirting water in their mouths and just kind of getting those guys hyped up. There's a million ways to do it, and it's refreshing to hear that it's still being done. We we've had John for a little over 35 minutes tonight, and I do want to end. We do have a lot of younger viewers that get to get into this too. Not to just put you on the spot, and I know I didn't really go over this. Is there anything you'd like to say to our younger audience that is coming through the ranks,
Oh
either
yeah. Just
grade school, middle
work.
school?
Just work as hard as you can, and if you're not seeing the results now, I promise if you keep working and working and working and working, they'll start to show, and people will notice you.
And that's well said too, because as a coach, it's the silent things. We notice
Yeah,
who's there, we
yeah.
notice who's not, we notice who could be there and who's not. And
It's
like you
also
said,
like doing stuff on your own too. It ain't just that football. You gotta like bust your hind end at home and go to just everything. Yeah,
no, I love it. We're gonna end there. There's not a better answer that I can hear than that right now. But thank you for being on again. We
thank you for having
appreciate
me.
you. No, thank you for answering. Thank you for getting back to us. Sorry for a little bit of technical difficulty in the beginning. I'll get that straightened out. We'll get this taped to you. I'll send it straight to your profile. We'll tag in the YouTube stuff tomorrow.
Thank you.
everybody, it's the Maxon Report on YouTube, the Maxon Report on Twitter/X, _ Ohio Sports Talk. Get this guy out there. We're going to be following him. We like to follow our athletes when they go into the next season. We'll update your stats. We'll update your team wins, things of that nature. And, sir, if you enjoyed being on here, I would love to have you back at the end of this upcoming football season.
Yeah, I'll definitely do it.
I don't want to jinx it or anything, but, I'd love to see something shiny on your finger and go play by play. And, we'll talk about it and we'll see your growth. And this has been the Maxon Report. I'm the coach, Jordan Maxon. This is Mr. Mills. And, sir, you all have a blessed night, and we'll get them on again.
All right. See you guys.